And that's the thing. Everybody thinks it's about running and swimming. It's about running and swimming fast enough and not quitting and being good. You can't get lapped by the one female in your class. Boom, we got a good one, folks. Man, young man, running fast, swimming fast. Like I said, man, we not taking nobody on the channel that's not running a 9-minute and swimming a 9-minute. Don't even call me if you not doing those two things. I'm eliminating all them turd burglars out there. Hey, man, hope you enjoyed this video, man. Once again, looks like we sending somebody to that big green machine. Because that PJ shit only got 189 of them. He ain't playing that game. As always, man, you got to check back in on the channel. YouTube ain't doing crap. They censoring us by not sending our stuff out, even though it's hot. All right, big dog, what's your questions?
So my biggest question is, I'm stuck between two. I've taken the PASS test, which is like the Air Force's like screening test.
Yeah.
So I went up there. I talked to one of the developers and stuff, and then he basically said, "Oh, these are kind of the competitive standards. Let's see what you can hit." So I went up there, took the test. The endurance portion was cake. I think I got like an 850, mile and a half. The swimming was super easy. Push-ups, pull-ups, they could use a little bit of tuning, but nothing super bad. And then for Ranger, I already qualify because the competitive standards for pararescuemen are pretty far up when you like compare it to Ranger.
Yep.
I don't know which one I should do. I'm good in the water. I'm comfortable, but the assessment and selection, they call it a development group, which is basically like a group of guys that have potential to go to the assessment and selection for pararescuemen for special warfare. A couple of guys have gone, and I mean, their scores are great, like physical studs, but they get docked here, got docked there, and they don't get selected. I don't know if it's the same for Ranger. Anyone that I ask, they either don't know or they have a bias towards someone.
This is the cold, hard facts. How many special operations people are there in the Air Force that aren't associated with helicopters? How many ground special operations are there in the Air Force?
With like TAC-P and everything, there might be shorter, like under 7K.
Okay, 7K.
Yeah, with like TAC-P.
No,
less?
No, there's like under 1,000.
Oh shit!
How many PJs are there?
There's actually, I asked this. There's about 22,000.
No, there's 200.
200.
200 PJs.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. I want to say the number's 189.
Yeah.
So I don't know who was telling you those numbers, but they're smoking crack cocaine. Like, I'm just telling you. So here's what they do. They put everybody in a sport role, everybody that's doing boats or air ops. They put all those people in the community because they don't have anybody in special operations in the Air Force. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from the Air Force because the PJs are the baddest field surgeons in the world. Yep. I have a hard time going in the Air Force to go special operations when all of the special operations people are in the Army, 100,000 of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
The other thing is, if you fail in the Air Force, you're turning wrenches. You're doing something stupid. Okay. If you fail in the Army, you're going to go to an infantry unit.
Yeah.
Then you can go back when you get a little bit more mature. And I'm not saying you're going to go back, but I'm just saying, like, it gives you the opportunity to have a little bit of fail-safe in there.
Yeah.
These idiots that want to go SEALs right now calling me crying when they get sent to DLI to be a linguist. I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? So I'm not biased. I just think like the Army offers you the best opportunity.
Yeah.
I've got a young man right now that went in and is at the Tier 1 unit, and he's been in the Army for 2 years now.
Holy shit.
Now, that dude was on the fast track from the beginning. However, I'm just saying, like, you can't do that anywhere else. The PJ's pipeline is so long because you got all the medical stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then even TAC-P and those other ones, man, they good jobs. It's just, I'm not going in the Air Force to go special operations.
I was thinking about that, and I haven't made my decision officially, but anyone that I talk to in the Air Force, because I've been trying to get some real data, like some real hard facts, and they're all like, yeah, just go pararescue. They're like, you can crush ANS in a month, and I'm like, shit. They make it sound so lucrative, but half the guys that have went, they've gotten crushed, and not crushed physically, but either mentally or they just fail an event and then they just get tossed out.
The whole game is mental. That's what no one understands. All the people you're working out with are pussies. They ain't gonna make it. I just had a conversation with one of my dudes who got numbers better than yours, and they got all excited. They're like, oh, you need to come to workouts now. I told them, man, we don't go to workouts. I'm not working out with a bunch of losers. They're all going to quit. None of these dudes are going to make it. All they're going to do is be trying to pump me up. Oh, my God, you just lapped us. You're running so fast. You're going to make it. You don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't encourage nobody to go work out in those workout groups ever. Because all them dudes are going to quit.
And there was a guy, and I actually got some of that too. I went up to development and stuff, and we were doing like a mile and a half. And there was a couple of guys that were cross training from just like big Air Force to this, to like the development group, and then they would go off to assessment and selection. And then I was lapping one of the dudes, and he was like a staff sergeant in like regular Air Force. And he was like, how are you so fast? And I'm like, it's not rocket science. It's running. And I was like, am I in the right group?
I think you got to make a life decision. You got to live with it.
Yeah.
I just have a hard time. I went down to OCS February. One of my dudes was graduating. They let me speak at OCS. Fucking complete fire. Okay. And I was on the Army base for a good 3 hours, just sitting in the PX waiting to go talk. And I just kept looking at the talent walking by, man. Talent. And I was just like, yo, if I want to go compete for some good shit, I want to go to the Army. Because 50% of the Army is, man, I can beat them by just waking up and showing up early and working out. Right? Now, the top end of the Army is the same everywhere. But you got to realize the Army got 2 million people in it. In my opinion, it's just so much easier to shine in the Army.
Yeah. Because there are some physical studs that show up, and there's some dudes that are solid. This is what kind of caught me off guard, because there's a guy that put up like a 7:25 mile and a half. His swim was incredible too. It was like low 8.
Okay.
He repped out like 70, 80 push-ups. Same thing with sit-ups, and then about like 25 pull-ups. And then this dude just ended up not getting selected at assessment and selection. And that kind of opened my eyes. I was like, what?
So listen, he ran that fresh.
Yeah, he ran that fresh.
They don't want quarter horses. They want pack mules.
Okay.
And that's what everybody don't understand. Pack mule don't get tired. Pack mule carry a pack all the way across the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Quarter horse dead at mile 50. Okay. And that's the thing. Everybody thinks it's about running and swimming. It's about running and swimming fast enough and not quitting and being good. You can't get lapped by the one female in your class. That's a dead bringer. You're not getting selected if you get lapped by the female in your class. Don't look at anybody and evaluate your current position.
Okay. Don't
look at anybody that's went and be like, man, if he didn't make it, I can't make it.
Yeah.
If he didn't get selected, I won't get selected. Okay. But I'm going to go back to, I'm going to Google this shit. How many PJs are in the Air Force? I believe the number is 189. So this is saying that there's 500 PJs. You ready for the bullshit?
Okay.
This is how they get you on the bullshit. There's 189 active duty PJs in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
They're including guard and reserve. That's how they get you. Okay. Yeah. There's no special operations in the Air Force. None. I'm just saying, man. What other questions you got?
That's pretty much it. I did your PDF, the running PDF and the swimming PDF.
Is that what you did to prepare for this?
Oh, no. I did that like a couple of months ago. I breezed through that. And right now I'm on the Stu Smith running.
Yep.
So I'm running around like 30, 40 miles a week. I'll probably up the numbers in a couple of weeks too. I played soccer. I did wrestling and stuff like that. Running isn't new to me. I know how to push the pace, and I'm trying to focus more on calisthenics because I'm not as strong as other people. I'm pretty weak upper body.
Gotta lift, brother. I tell everybody, man, you could work on calisthenics or you could just lift. You got to lift 3 times a week, man. If you got weaker upper body, ain't no way. Like you do 50,000, unless you're doing 3,000 push-ups a day, Herschel Walker or somebody like that, and you got good genes. What else you got?
Basically, that was pretty much the big question right there, because I didn't know what to pick or like how to approach the situation.
I'm going to give you an example of one of my kids that just called me the other day.
Yep.
He a big knucklehead. All right. So I got him ready to go to basic. Yep. He went to basic. He got selected for RASP. All you got to do is run fast. You run sub 35 minute, 5 mile, you're getting to go to RASP. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I had lunch with him when he left basic. Oh, I'm going to RASP. I'm going to be successful. How many miles a week you running? 11. So you're not going to be successful. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Okay. So he got kicked out of RASP day 2. Okay. But now he's at the infantry unit. And he's getting to go to Ranger school.
Okay.
So that was last summer, about 8 months ago. So now he's getting to reapproach the whole thing again.
Oh, okay.
I don't think personally he's made a change in his life. It's going to be very telling to see if he makes it through Ranger school. All right. The bottom line is he's still doing cool guy shit with guns. He's not fucking cranking on engines or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I asked one of the recruiters, I didn't make a decision. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I might transition to the Army. I like the medical portion, and the Army offers like the 68 whiskey. You can still go to RASP. And then he was like, no, infantry life isn't for everyone. He's like, it's tough. It'll break you down. You're working 6 days a week. He goes, and if you fail RASP, you can't go again and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit. He's
as long as you don't quit RASP.
Yeah.
If they don't select you or you get kicked out, like you got to leave on good terms.
Yeah.
If you quit, they're not letting you come back.
Oh, okay.
But that's the only place in the country where you could be headed down the Ranger Bat pipeline after basic. Nobody else offers that. Nobody.
Yeah.
SEALs do it, but it's a lot different than a 3-week RAS program, vice a 2-year Navy SEAL program.
Yeah.
It's just different.
I told him, and he's like, nah, he's going to do it. Everyone hates like being infantry. And then he was like, it's just a tough life. And
it's hard, but
it's hard. Yeah.
What do you think special operations is going to be?
Yeah. And I told him, I was like, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, if I'm going through like special operations, I was like, that shit's going to be hard too. It's not like a walk in the park. And then he was like, yeah, but wouldn't you like development portion? The Army doesn't offer that and stuff like that. So I was like,
I'll roll my dice with 2 million people versus your 180. I'll roll my dice on that all day.
Yeah, that's what threw me off though, like the numbers and stuff like that. I usually just focus on myself, but one of the dudes came in and he's like, did you know who just didn't make it? And I was like, no, who? He goes, this guy. And I was like, holy shit. Like that guy.
But see, dog, listen, man, I was in training with a couple of Zeus motherfuckers, man. We had a 6'8" motherfucker that was a freak of nature from Alaska. Shit. 6-pack abs, big soda can for abs. Okay. I'm talking about Zeus. I'm not talking about Ant-Man. And he quit, man. Our Street Fighter dude quit.
Damn.
Motherfucker was on in street fights and shit, like professional street fights for money. He quit.
Damn.
You're not going to be able to tell who's going to make it, but you can tell who's going to quit. I could talk to somebody and know they're going to quit. They ain't going to make it. Yeah. But you can't say, oh, that dude. I thought I sent a dude a year ago now. He went to Buds, and I thought he would be fine. Called me on Thursday, the dreaded Thursday call. He made it 3 days in training.
The crazy thing is that, like, the getting beat down that's not bad. The development days, they're there to mock.
You say that. You say
no, yeah.
You say that. Don't worry about that. You either going to have it or not.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, there's a difference between your little mock-up day. How long is your mock-up day?
It's about 7-8 hours.
8 hours. There's a big difference between that and 24 hours.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
Yeah, big difference between that and 24 hours and 2 MREs. And then 24 hours tomorrow and 2 MREs.
Is it recurrent? Is the, like, every day?
Oh, they just going to beat your ass down.
Damn. All right. Yeah. Where does a RASP compare to, like, Buds and stuff? And attrition, like, when we're talking attrition.
You talking about RASP?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's pretty close. And the reason I say that is because they're taking people from RASP to the Ranger Bat.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Now, you still got to get through some courses to get there, and you got to do good in the courses, but that's their screening process for the battalion.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that the attrition is just as high.
Just as high. Because
I had lunch with 3 dudes. Out of the 3 dudes, 1 dude got to go to Ranger Bat. And he was the only motherfucker that wasn't talking shit at the table about being ready. He was actually ready. He was running 45 miles a week. He was doing everything he could do. He wanted to go to Ranger Bat. Like, there ain't going to be no special operations job you sign up for and raise your hand. That's going to be easy.
Oh, no, yeah.
You're not going to find one of those. Those don't exist in America. Everybody's asking me about going National Guard or reservist, special operations, Green Beret, because Green Beret pipeline got a solid pipeline for a National Guard and reservists, right?
Yeah.
I said, bro, you're doing the exact same training. Why wouldn't you be on active duty?
Yeah.
Oh, I just good to go. I said, bro, you're trying to be a gunfighter. Gunfighters don't work on the weekends. They work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, or you're going to get in a gunfight and get shot.